What's up, y'all? Welcome back to 3-Star Draw. I'm down south 77, 3-Star Draw, and this here is an adult collector channel where we are usually focused on G.I. Joe Classified because that's the main thing that I collect over here, but it is not the only thing that I collect over here. However, today that focus is right back on G.I. Joe Classified because not more than an hour ago, Amazon dropped these guys off for me. Number 173, Sergeant Slaughter and Felix Mercer Stratton. I don't think we ever knew Mercer's name before, but we get that with a lot of Classified anyway. So I'm excited to get this set. As you can see, I am a Sergeant Slaughter fan, so I'm not one of the people that were kind of upset about this set because they didn't want to have to buy another Sergeant Slaughter just to get Mercer. I don't mind. I mean, it makes sense. I'm just glad Mercer didn't come with another steel core guy, honestly. So, I mean, he's a renegade. I'm trying to mix him up there. He'll probably wind up being a marauder, but it makes sense for him to come with Sergeant Slaughter. But we've got a lot of new kit and gear. I just put those two together in this set, so I'm excited to check it out. It's got some nice looking accessories in there. So let's find out if Mercer is really as short as everybody was making a big deal about, because that's all you heard when they showed the pictures of this set was, oh, why is Mercer so short? Is Mercer that short, or is it just because he's standing next to Sergeant Slaughter, who's one of the biggest figures in the line? So let's find out, shall we?
I've been expecting you. My name is Sergeant Slaughter, Special Drill Instructor for G.I. Joe.
As we usually do, we will take a look at the box. So there's the front view. Boy, this box got crunched from Amazon. It arrived. It was in a bag, one of those little bubble mailer bags. I detest those. Look at that. It's all beat up, man. It's actually torn into my card art here on Mercer. I got Mercer's shoulder. Anyway, so there's Sarge, got this big magnum, and look how much bigger he is than Mercer there. Look how much taller there he is supposed to be than Mercer. You can see it. They're number 173 in the line. There is a close-up of the QR that goes nowhere. There are the individual attributes for these guys. And then, should you want it, there's your QR code for these guys. Don't know why you'd need that, but if you do, there it is. Oh, we got a card back, or a box back, I guess, that is not in the jungle. So these guys are in the desert. Slaughterhouse right there, you can see. I love that. I love that they threw that detail in. A few trouble bubbles flying around. Sarge and Mercer looking like they're fighting their way out of the slaughterhouse after Cobra discovered the location, maybe. And then a couple close-ups of Mercer's tattoos and Sarge's caps, and this bullet belt for this grenade launcher thing that I can't wait to look at. All right, let's see how they're packed in. In case anybody's wondering, doesn't look like there's anything on the back side of it to hide and maybe accidentally throw away. So let's get all this stuff out.
There's only two ways out of my command. On your feet like a man, or in a ditty bag. An itty bitty ditty bag.
All right, both these guys actually come with a pretty substantial amount of stuff for each one of them. As you can see, I do have a couple of figures over here. Got a Viper, so we can kind of compare Mercer with. And then another Sergeant Slaughter, our first one we got in the line. And then Leatherneck, because that's another one that a lot of people complained about being too short. A lot of people were really unhappy with Leatherneck. People have all been out of shape about height of figures. Let's start with Mercer. Got our backpack there. I think that's standard Viper backpack. I don't have the backpack on my Viper because I just don't like backpacks on all these guys. Nothing new here, folks. Just canteen. Look good looking pack. I mean, it's well sculpted. We've seen it. It just no paint or anything on it. So let's set that over there. Oh, he does come with a pair of punchy fists. Pretty decent looking flesh tone there. No issues on the punchy fist. Didn't really expect any. Looks like they each have a knife. Mercer's knife's a little bit smaller than Sarge's. Nice silver blade here, black hilt. Not anything groundbreaking on the knife, but I am glad that they hit the blade with some paint. Always makes these knives, no matter how basic they are, look a little bit better. Again, he does have just your about as basic of a pistol as we have in the classified line. Probably like an I don't know, probably a 9mm or something. I'm pretty sure that's probably supposed to be your basic sculpting on it, not anything groundbreaking there. They saved that one for Sarge. Does have a suppressor with a blast effect. Fits on the end. Makes it look a little better. Looks a little more like the James Bond pistol, I think, with the suppressor on there. Does come with this weapon. I'm pretty sure this one I think we have seen before, right? I think this was one of the spacey weapons from the beginning. Correct me if I'm wrong. I actually don't have all of those figures open, but it's kind of a bullpup design, square, weird barrel. They did hit it with some red, so can't really complain a lot about that. I always say I wish they put some paint on these, and they did. See if this suppressor fits. Does fit that. That makes that look better. So maybe this is supposed to go on here, but it will fit on either if you want. Well, he's got like 4 kinds of optics on this thing. Neat. Then he does have this. I know this is a new pistol, new rifle. It's kind of it's a floor model. All right, here we go. Something's got to hit the floor. Something already did before I turned the camera on. Pretty decent looking weapon. Looks like a AUG or something. This is bent. It almost looks like it's supposed to be. It didn't really seem like anything warped in the package or getting it out, so I don't know. It's kind of strange. It is bent off to the left side, but nothing else really feels bent. These weapons are actually pretty gummy though, so it may be from being in the package. You do have this removable drum magazine in the back. I like this. I'll be curious to see how it fits in their hand. Maybe to hold it around that drum. Maybe it is supposed to kick off to the side. I don't know. We'll find out. It's weird though because the rest of it is straight. Let's take a look at his extra head sculpt. Got his flat top. Eyes look good. Eyebrows look good. Don't see any paint issues or anything. Nice. Yeah, it's not even really a fade in the back. It's just Mercer's got himself a good head of hair. He got that good hair. Pretty good. I like this one. Just looks kind of menacing, like he's pissed off. Pretty much what you saw in the movie. And then he does have his glasses. Think these are the same ones that came with Leatherneck. Got everything over here for Leatherneck except his bracelet and his glasses because I don't want them to fall off. But these do have a little bit of an orange yellow tint to them, like shooting glasses. So I do dig that. Let's go ahead and look at Sarge's kit, and then we'll look at the figures. It does come with his cover. I do like this. I'm glad they included this. This is same one that came with Leatherneck, it looks like. So just done in the desert tan, and they do have different logos there. Get that to focus in the light. So I don't know if that's supposed to be rank or not. Perhaps. Leatherneck was a drill instructor too, though, wasn't he? So there's that. They do give him the beret. I dig the beret. I guess the Desert Campaign beret. And I always thought this was just a nod to his heel turn in WWF. Um, wow, that actually didn't hit the floor. I can't believe it. Nice little insignia there on the front. Looks like that's the same thing. Let's say that'd be weird if it wasn't. So it's a skull. I can't see that, but I'm actually looking over at the camera and I can see that that's a skull on both of those. So it is the same logo. I guess it just looks different because this one actually looks like a patch and this one looks more embroidered. That's cool. That's a neat little detail. Didn't realize that about him. Then we do have his baton here in red at the top with the gold ball on it. I do like that baton Sarge comes with. He does come with this rifle, which is different than Leathernecks. It's not the this excuse of a M4 with the rocket launcher barrel that Leatherneck got. I actually don't mind this one. I can't remember if we've seen this one or not either. I feel like we've seen this one before, but they did hit it with some desert tan on the pouch on the back. That's cool. And then on the bottom for the grenade launcher bit. So I do like this one. I'm having a hard time remembering if we've actually seen this weapon before, but it looks pretty good. At least in this variation. They're putting the handles and the stocks in weird places on these. Makes some of these weapons kind of tricky for them to hold. And again, barrel's pretty gummy. So I hope we're not getting back to the gummy weapons. And then he does come with this one, a removable mag here. It's kind of version of the Vector, I guess. So seems like a weird choice to give Sergeant Slaughter, but new weapon. So they did not hit this one with any desert tan. So everything else has some. It would have been nice if this one matched. It's weird how they do that sometimes, but they do. This is a cool looking weapon. I'll be interested to see how well he holds it. And then we do have the box suppressor we've seen a few times. Blast effect port in there. And it will fit on that one. And it looks weird. And it will fit on this one as well. But it doesn't fit on this one very well. I would venture that unless you're going to glue it in place, you're probably going to lose it on this one. So this is probably something that's going to stay in the bag for me. It will stay on that, but I don't know why you'd want it on that, going from a rounded barrel to the square suppressor. And then Sarge does come with this awesome looking Magnum. I love this. This is actually a little bent, as you can see. So a little bit gummy. I think it'll go back into place just fine. It's from where I pulled it out of the plastic, but handle at the bottom's bent a little bit. But they did hit it with the shiny silver, which I do love. I'm glad that they did hit it with the silver. And this will probably plug in there. Again, looks weird. I think this suppressor was just kind of a throw in for the piece count or something. And yeah, I knew he had one somewhere. He does come with a larger knife than Mercer's. Big Bowie knife. And does have the nice silver painted blade. Like that, you can see the screws in the handle where the handle's put together. So this is probably a nylon or something like that, a hard nylon. Then we get this big grenade launcher that is I'm guessing is Sarge's. This thing is pretty wicked looking. Grenades don't appear to come out of it, but I think this is pretty cool. This is a nice new weapon. I hope we don't see them overdo this and it start coming with everybody, but I don't know. It's just no stock on this thing. It's just a handle, and um, that's going to be a lot for him to get his hand around for an underbarrel. That hand's going to be stretched out, but I don't know. We'll check it out, but I am digging it. I do like it. Then, of course, we do have his drill sergeant cover. Pretty sure it's the same one. Just got it's in a different color. Got the gold band around it, and he does have an emblem on it this time. So pin, emblem, whatever that's supposed to be. That I'm guessing that is sergeant rank there on top. So quite a hat selection with Sarge. Do get his extra head sculpt with this wincing face. So these two, they're in a fight or about to walk into a fight. I could see having these two heads on these guys. So all of those, and then it's Sergeant Slaughter. So you do get a nice collection of hands. You get the right side trigger finger and the left side punchy fist, which of the opposites are what come on the figure. And then he does have his motion hand to stop or move ahead, whatever your command for him may be. I think we'll go ahead and look at Sarge first, though, because I am curious about this new Sergeant Slaughter buck, so I do want to look at him first. Got his whistle fixed into this head sculpt. Looks like I'm going to have to move the camera up just a little bit, so let me do that. That's better. I took the camera back down after I used it on the last review, and I had to set it all back up again. So that is an intimidating looking Sarge, just like that, with none of the weapons. So let's see. Let's stand him next to regular Sarge, and they look like they are pretty much the same size. The new one actually appears to be just a little bit taller, just a hair taller, maybe, than our classic Sarge. I do have him pitched forward because his waist is a little loose. So the new Sarge is just a little bit taller than the old Sarge, so that might be part of the illusion with Mercer. Well, we'll put that back on in a minute. And I went ahead and grabbed Marauder Sarge too. So same there, I believe. So I like Marauder Sarge. I just like those colors. So we do get his glasses. See-through lenses on these glasses this time, which I do like. These gold frames instead of the brown, and the lenses are see-through. They hook on there pretty well too, so I can't really complain about that. They were on in the package, and I actually popped him out of the package face down, and they stayed on. So this Sarge, we do have the upper rocker here for him, and a little bit of waist swivel, but he does have the upper torso ball swivel, so should be able to get a pretty good range of movement out of this guy. Again, improvement here, pinless elbows and pinless knees, so I do dig that. So they just can't give this guy a shirt with sleeves, though. He's got the ripped off sleeves on this button up fatigue shirt. He's going to have all of the articulation we're going to expect from these guys, I would imagine. No problems with the T-pose, and I just like to see how they move. I think by now we probably all know what kind of articulation these guys are going to have, unless, once we check it out, make sure it's all there, because once in a while they'll leave out a boot cut or something. So he does have the swivel at the top of the boots, and he does have thigh swivel. Drop down hips, but there's not much there with him. So floating holsters, but these actually seem like they may stay up. So let's get a look at the deco here. It does come with this bullet bandolier. Seems to fit over him just right, just as it should. shirt. He's got a couple of breast pockets there, button down. So this is just like a dress shirt or a field shirt that he just ripped the sleeves out of. No rank or anything on the collars. And you can see the rip marks there where he just ripped it or cut it off and it started to fray. It's like a nice desert brown, almost brownish green. Got these desert camo pants that look very good. You got that color, the tan, got a dark brown, and then white and black, like I don't know, like ocelot spots or something in there to kind of break that up, mute it a little bit. And that's just on the front, not on the side. And you do get a little bit on the back. He's got 3 green grenades hanging off the back of his belt. I want to know where these guys buy belts at, because I have a flashlight on mine for work, and I can't keep pants up. So floating holsters, notice it's not that janky open holster that we've been getting here lately. And then boots, let's see, is made in China. There's all our batch numbers and date codes and all that good stuff. So no real problems with Sarge that I can see. Let's try his extra head sculpt. Maybe. Man, I didn't hear it pop, but it's on there. So range of motion. Can't look up very well. Looks down okay. And then neck turns quite a bit. Look at his neck, man. Dude's got a neck like a tree trunk. So let's check out, see what he looks like with drill sergeant hat. Stays on nice. Let's check out his cover. That one stays on decent. I don't think it's going anywhere, but if you bump it, it's gonna come up. Let's check out the beret. I'm interested in the beret. Well, maybe not that far. There's the beret on him. I do like this look, just because it's so different for Sergeant Slaughter, especially in G.I. Joe. Like this look. I know there's some other figures that have gone with this look, but I don't think we've had one with the beret in G.I. Joe. Well, I know we definitely haven't in Classified. I don't, maybe in one of the previous itinerations, the Collectors Club or something, but I know in Classified this is the first go around for it. So I don't have the glasses on perfect, but you get the idea. I dig that look. I don't know how crazy I am about the whistle being mounted in the mouth like that versus just coming with him. I guess it's a nice touch because so far it's only been able to be in his hand or around his neck. So let's see. Well, let's just go ahead and throw this in this side. I think it's the holster for this is on the right side. Just because I do love my pistols. You guys know if you've watched my reviews, I like pistols. I like revolvers. I like akimbo pistols. So I'm glad they gave Sarge this. It's not some dinky little. It's not this. This wouldn't look right being Sarge's pistol. This looks right being Sarge's pistol. That's something he would carry. It could actually stand to be a little bit bigger than this, honestly, with the size of this guy. But I'm happy with it, aside from it being a little bit bent right out of the package, but that might have been my fault. We'll go ahead and see if we can throw that in down in there. Looks like that might stay in there pretty well. It's way down in there though. You go. See, I think it was originally meant to be a little bit bigger, because he's going to have to reach way down to pull that out. And then let's find his knife, just because we've already got the hands on for it. So there he is with the knife. And again, got the sheath here. Not really sure if it matters which way it goes in. So all right, let's swap out these hands. try out some of these new weapons he comes with. Let's have the watch over here and our paracord bracelet over here that we've been seeing with some of these figures. So, of course, the first thing I want to see is this. So that's a pretty tall order holding that thing one-handed. So I think you will be definitely able to get that hand on there, but you're going to have to open the hand up. So luckily, these hands are the soft plastic. I can't decide whether I like the really soft plastic better for the hands or the really hard plastic. I guess the soft, because it's so much easier to work with. You can see you're going to have to kind of fool around with it. That's the problem with these weapons, with these big stocks. So you can get him to hold it. You'll be able to get it up firing, and just work with it a little bit. It popped out there, but you'll be able to do some cool stuff with this grenade launcher. But if you're going to put two hands on it, it's really going to stretch the plastic out on this left hand. And we've got other weapons to look at, so I don't really want to do that. And same thing with this here, with the grenade launcher on his battle rifle here. You guys are probably not seeing anything but my hands, but I'm trying to see what I'm doing to get him to grip this. These thumbs, it don't matter what kind of plastic, the thumbs on these figures being curled in makes it so hard to get a grip on any of their weapons. I don't know why in the world they keep designing the thumbs that way, but finally get that on there. And then it popped out of his firing hand. So it's doable. You want to fool around with it for the purposes of this. I have fooled with it enough. Man, Sergeant Slaughter's pretty much all in on the grenade launchers this time, isn't he? I mean, that's okay though. You don't give Sarge some badass weapons. That's fine. But I really like this kind of Chris Vector style. The one that I said is a weird choice to come with Sergeant Slaughter. Actually, that and the pistol probably look the best with him. After I bragged on those glasses, here I am knocking them loose. Oh, that's not a bad look for him, though. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of like that. He could probably put that in one hand and the pistol in the other, or the knife in the other. There's Sarge. I'm pretty happy with Sarge. I didn't show you guys the baton, holding the baton, but I mean, we've already had two other versions of Sergeant Slaughter. We know what that baton looks like. Let's look at our boy Mercer, who's I think probably going to be the star of this show for a lot of people. So just grab him and move his holster all the way to the bottom. Well, I already see something I don't like with Mercer is he's got that holster on his leg. I just want to stand him up. Stands right out of the package nice and straight, so you know what we're about to do. He's not even that much smaller. Mercer's not even that much smaller than Sergeant Slaughter. So there's the three of them. He is a little bit taller than Leatherneck, but he's not that much smaller than Sarge. So look at stuff, before you go off the rails. I know I'm one to talk. Maybe I should retract that statement. So, see, Mercer's not all that much shorter than Sarge. He's like half a head shorter. So that still makes Mercer a pretty big dude. Let's check him out. Of course, I do have this Viper in a kind of a firing pose, so about the same size. He's actually a little taller than the Viper, I think. Maybe real close once Viper straightened up, but maybe that Viper helmet matches down head hair. Head hair. All right, T-pose on Mercer. I'm going to check his articulation that we all know about real quick, and then we'll get into the details of him. Man, I do not like that little leg holster already. You touch it and it falls. So, no real articulation problems out of Mercer. Does have some nice drop down hips. So, maybe I might have to actually try to heat that and move it up where it's right on that boot cut. So, since we're talking about it, boot cut at the top of the boots. It's got thigh cut. And then pretty much your standard stuff. So everything you would expect out of one of these guys. So let's check out Mercer. I'm just going to, might as well just leave that down there. Actually, no, it's not going to be as easy to take off that way as I thought. I'm just like going to go ahead and pull this off, but I guess I'll wait and do it after the review. It's just going to keep pissing me off. That is so terrible. Just make it into the boot, for God's sake. All right. Flat top, pretty good looking eyes. He's got I guess that's where a scar where his nose has been broken. I thought it was a paint issue, but that's mold. Yeah, you can actually feel that. So that's a scar across his nose where his nose has been broken before. So I know that's a nice touch. Usually it's their faces that are all scarred up and classified. I didn't like this head at first, but it's kind of growing on me. To me, it seems like he's trying to drop an angry deuce and he's in a hurry. But it's kind of growing on me the more I see it. So for me, here's my money's worth is right here. Any Mercer figure needed to have the Cobra sigil with the line out, and we did get it. So check out his vest here. Let's see if it is. I was trying to see if it's the Viper base vest, but it's really not. No, it's different. It's all new, I believe. So you got your black zipper up here at the top, a couple black pouches on it, nice silver buckle there. So I like that touch. They painted the buckle. He's got the clasps up here on the shoulder. One of them holding in his strap for his shoulder rig. And I do like how the shoulder rig disappears into the vest. So that's a neat touch. And it's supposed to disappear into the vest. You can see where it goes in. So it's actually part of this vest. That's a pretty neat design. And then we do have a shoulder holster there. I'm looking for somewhere to put that suppressor, but which I don't even see that suppressor now. So, oh well, we'll look for that in a little while, I guess. All right, back to Mercer here. Got a watch reading 1. That's red face. Got on these gloves. Got the knuckle armor, half finger gloves. How much more 80s can you get? And then over here on this side, it's got an Ultimate Warrior band. It's actually staying on his bicep, so I'm going to do my best not to bang it around. Nice like gunmetal silver. It's like a silver and black underneath on there. I do not understand the point of those, but hey, as long as they stay up, I'm fine. And then he does have this forearm guard with some gray that matches the stripes on the pants. Dusters over here, and go down into his belt. And I got this double web belt, some bullets there that are painted. That's a nice touch. Gray belt buckles, pouch over here, and then nothing hanging off the back. Go down into his pants, his blue pants, and these are Viper pants. The whole legs are Viper legs. So if you've got the retro Viper, looks like Mercer has the exact same legs. So that's not something I usually keep up with as far as the parts reuse. But I mean, I have the retro Viper right here, and they look like Viper legs. So that's exactly what they are. Same knee guards and everything. So then we'll go over here in the back, check out Mercer's tattoos, which is interesting. I don't have we seen anybody have them just on the backs of their arms yet? I don't think we have. I do like he's got this spider, this Black Widow. Make sure you get a good look at that, Lawrence of the Punk with Toys. If you're watching this, he really likes spiders. And then a skull and a spider web on his elbow. I really it's an interesting choice, but some of the tattoos with these guys are. I was gonna say I really don't know what I like the tattoos on them, and I really like that one. I almost wish he had some over here too. Um, but overall, man, aside from this, he, he has a sheath down here on his left boot that will be coming off as soon as I'm through with this review and pictures. And we'll go ahead and while we're looking at it, stick his knife down in there. Look at how bad I bent the knife. Good God. Man, this plastic on some of these. And we had what happened with the plastic? The plastic was getting better. The weapons for like Footloose and those guys, they were fine. But what have they done? The plastic of the figures on Slice and Dice is super gummy. And then now the weapons for these guys are super gummy. So we get his shoulder or his pistol in his shoulder rig. Looks good in there. Probably never take that out of there again, but looks pretty good. Let's check out his glasses, and then we'll look at his other head sculpt and his weapons, and we'll be done. Do the glasses stay on? You know, Hasbro's got to be clenching every time they make a pair of removable glasses. Those actually stay on. Look pretty good. What do you guys think? Again, like Sarge's, you got the see-through lenses. I like that. That's a nice touch that they started doing that. I mean, only like the other Sergeant Slaughter and like Wild Bill figures like that are the only ones I really think that need the mirrored shades. Let's go ahead and put the backpack on him, just kind of show what all that looks like, because I will not have this backpack on him. This is one character that definitely does not need a backpack on my shelf. But I don't have any issues with his articulation or anything. Ankles look good. He moves well. So let's check out his other head sculpt. Maybe not popping on there. It felt it, but it didn't make that popping sound. So let's get glasses on here. I don't know. I actually kind of like the glasses more on the Deuce head sculpt than on this one. But it seems like if he's making that face, he's probably getting ready to throw the glasses aside. So there we go. Got Mercer ready. Let's see how he looks with this bullpup weapon. And Mercer's hands are not pliable. Mercer's hands are actually the hard plastic. What is really going on? So he can hold this thing. So the drum does, it's actually like a half drum, you can see. So it doesn't hit quite as much. And as far as this, it's going to be hard. I think it actually may be supposed to be bent off to the side like that. I think that's intentional, but see if I can. Oh, there goes the band. Try and I guess I could take this off, put it in there, and then put it back in, but even with the double jointed elbows, it is not easy getting this in there. He keeps popping out of his hand. This hard plastic and the gummy weapons keeps popping out of his hand, and then trying to push that, the foregrip in, makes it pop out back here. So this weapon looks cool in theory, but the way the figure is made, he can hold it one-handed, but getting that foregrip in this hand, it just makes it pop out, and it's really gonna bend it all up. If you know, look at that. So this thing looks good if he's gonna fire it one-handed, but as far as two-handed, it's pretty terrible. Let's go ahead and check out this one. I don't really see myself using this one. Don't like this one near as much, but maybe you will. Does match him. And he actually can get this one into a little easier pose. You actually get him into a shooting pose with this one. So I don't know, it doesn't look as bad on him. I like this one better because this one looks more like a more of a real world weapon than this, but oh, I left the suppressor in there. That's where the suppressor went. I don't know. Sarge got the love for the weapons here. So let's go ahead and put this in. I mean, I think this is probably a weapon that could be fired single-handed. But man, the plastic is really starting to piss me off on this hand. It's the way that it's made. It just keeps kicking it out of his hand between the way the fingers are angled and the hardness of the plastic. It's very frustrating. All right. Let's try this one for our final pose with Mercer, because I'm just going to leave that drum down there on the floor. Get his glasses on there, and throw his backpack on him. And we'll stick this back up here. So there we go. Mercer and Sergeant Slaughter. This is a really good set. I'm not disappointed in Mercer. I'm disappointed in Mercer's weapons. They really, I don't know, they dropped the ball with Mercer stuff. Sarge's stuff, top notch. I love all of his accessories. But this stuff Mercer comes with looks good in the package, but actually getting him to hold it is kind of a nightmare. So that is definitely going to knock off points that I really didn't want to from Mercer. So Sergeant Slaughter, there's not a lot to not like with this Sarge. All pinless, good weapons, all the extra hats. Sergeant Slaughter is a 4.5 all day for me. I love this Sarge. Mercer is a 4, which I was hoping I would be able to kind of give Mercer a higher score. So Sarge 4.5 yeehaws, Mercer 4 yeehaws, mainly just because of the plastic and the weapons that really only look good when he's not trying to do something with them. And this sheath, this thing down here is awful. So I guess the set overall, I'd probably have to give a 4 to the whole thing. Just Because Sarge is really good, but Mercer kind of brings it down. But he looks great. Now, the figure itself is good, other than the hands. So, guys, let me know what you think down in the comments. Did you pick them up? You gonna pick them up? Did I sway you in any way on whether you're gonna pick them up or not? A lot of extra gear in here. Maybe wait and get them if they go on sale, maybe, and use some of this stuff for some other guys. A lot of good stuff here. Anyway, I will see you guys next time on 3-Star Draw.